Negotiating in the US is not that simple. You have to understand some key behaviors to negotiate with the Americans. First of all, let me explain to you some US characteristics, some dimensions of US culture based on the Hofstede model, illustrated here in this graph, representing the USA. This could be very useful to understand and anticipate reactions from an American counterpart. We are going to classify this characteristic from the most important one to the least. So, first of all, Americans are very individualistic. The score is 91% for the individualism characteristic. Indeed, Americans tend to focus on near-term benefits and may swap negotiators if they feel like there is a better deal to make somewhere else. Regarding the second characteristic, indulgence, Americans are also quite high compared to other countries. Indeed, in the United States, people tend to enjoy life, spend money on what they consider important, as for example, buying a fancy car or a fancy house, bringing their family on vacations, for example. It is a way of thinking that we can summarize with the sentence, work hard, play hard. However, it is important to not bring a gift on an initial meeting because it would raise suspicions regarding your motives. So, the American culture is also considered as a country high in masculinity. The score is 62%. A country high in masculinity, as for the US, is a country where the dominant values are success, money, and challenges. Indeed, Americans like to talk freely about their achievements in life and also about how they reach the life they have today. Concerning the uncertainty avoidance dimension, it has been proven that Americans are risk takers. They make decisions quickly and easily, and they actually hate being held up in never-ending talks. Indeed, you need to be aware that for Americans, negotiators, time is money, which means that money is the key priority for the business. And it also means that they do not want to lose their time. The pace of negotiating can be really fast, and you can't go back on what has already been agreed upon. Regarding the power distance dimension, US culture is quite low. This dimension describes the extent to which the less powerful members of an institution or an organization accept and expect that power is distributed unequally. This characteristic in US culture is also quite low, and it is proven by an explicit emphasis on equal rights in every aspect of the American society. Moreover, hierarchy within organizations is established for convenience. Superiors are very accessible, managers rely on their whole teams to have their expertise, and information is shared frequently. Finally, communication is informal, direct, and participative to a degree. Concerning the long-term or intention dimension, American culture has a very low score of 26, which means that the United States is a normative society where people are very practical and have a very strong idea of what is good and what is bad. Moreover, in business, Americans tend to measure performance on a short-term basis, and they also look for a very quick result. Now that we know more about the US culture and the US characteristic, we can learn more details about how to negotiate in the United States. American negotiators may appear very competitive and even combative because even if most of people will look for a win-win solution, they will try to even win more than the other part. Actually, communicating with an American counterpart can be very surprising and different from your own culture because they can tend to speak louder than you can be used to, and they can be quite direct. Moreover, while negotiating with a person in the US, you have to be aware of the regional and cultural differences. However, Americans are very cautious in treating each person equally during the whole process of negotiating. But what could one expect during the negotiating process with an American counterpart? Before the first appointment, American negotiators usually make some research on the counterpart. They like to ask details, and they mostly value direct and straight to the point information. In the US, speed matters. That's why the pace of negotiating can be faster than in another country, and American counterpart may want to finish the negotiation very quickly. During the bargaining process, Americans will seem very comfortable, however quite tough and aggressive. When bargaining with an American counterpart, you should look quite confident, state position clearly, and always negotiate in good faith. Telling lies would not help at all. It would seem very insulting. Let's now observe everything we just said in a role play. Come in.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Very good, thank you. I'm Giacomo Rossi, Business Development Executive for Acquia.
Yeah, have a seat. Nice. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Giacomo and Adèle Smith, the Vice President of Kia Entertainment Agency.
Nice to meet you, man.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
In our new offices.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's new.
Thank you. Yeah, it is actually. I did it a few months ago. Very happy with it.
I saw that you were a student of NC State, is it right?
I was actually, yes. How did you know that?
You were in charge of communication in football team.
Yes, indeed.
You know James Cooper?
I remember.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I remember him. He was very, very good.
Yeah, he's a very good person. And I think I saw you a couple of times on campus.
We may have crossed path, a couple of times. I remember.
Anyway, call me Giacomo, it's right?
Yeah, call me Alex. So.
Thank you. And just to know more about your position, I can ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, of course. Like it's what we're here for. So.
Okay. First of all, you are the only in charge in the decision-making process, or you are alone? You have a team?
Well, to identify the need at the beginning, I first talked with the Vice President, Dorothy Cooper, of Kia Entertainment Agency, and then to know about more what is going wrong inside Kia, I talked with some members of our IT team to know what was going wrong practically. Yes.
Very good. And why have you decided to call us for this service?
Well, to be real honest here, things are not going very well at Kia right now. So that's why we wanted to have the opinion of a real professional of the field about this. Why you? So I know one of the companies you worked with before. I think it was Caption Corporation.
Yeah,
maybe?
I know very well.
Yeah, I know Mr. Johnson, the Vice President.
Yeah, I worked with him several times. Yes.
Yeah, so I talked with them about, and they told me that you have been doing a great job with them.
Yeah.
And I think you may help us, but honestly I don't really know where to start here. So that's why I wanted us to meet, Dorothy and I, to just see maybe what you can offer me.
Yeah, just to better understand, what is the specific problems and issue with your business model? So
I think we could start with the first obvious thing that comes to my mind right here. It's that we have too many websites at the moment. We own too many, and that's really hard and expensive to build and manage at the same time.
Yeah, maybe you have to invest more on IT in particular in this moment.
Yeah, that would be a great solution, and it would also maybe resolve our problem of speed, because our websites at the moment are very slow. Yeah. And the next thing I'm thinking right now is that we have some difficulties to collect all our data from all our different websites.
Yeah, you need maybe a store where collect and this information, this data. I think is a huge amount of data.
Yes, it could be a solution. Yes, indeed. And next thing is, as we have as a lot of website right now, we are losing traffic on this website because of the competition. Actually, for example, we do things in very different fields. For example, in some music, some competitors are better at it because it is their only focus. For example, Spotify, they are better at music, but we are not, because we are doing a lot of other things, so losing traffic, yes.
Yeah, I know that you are working with a very specific target, but at the same time you are working a very diversified population target. You work with Tom Brady, Taylor Swift, Leonardo DiCaprio, so, but I think that you are losing market share in this period in particular, is it right?
Yes, this is quite true, and you mentioned over there just one of the key challenges here that we are currently facing at the moment, and that's where I hope we will maybe work on together.
Perfect. Now that I have an overview of your problem and issues with your service and platform, I think I can explain you what is the solution of Acquia.
Yeah, of course, go ahead.
We are offering a platform called Acquia Cloud Site Factory. That is a platform that used to collect all the websites of Kia together. You can customize these websites in order to satisfy your needs, but in particular the customer needs. You can speed up this process, this platform. reaching at least a 50% of increase of speed during the first 6 months.
I like this. Yeah, it sounds very very good to hear. But the first thing that pops to my mind just right now is I'm wondering how we could implement all of these great ideas at Kia exactly.
Yeah, don't worry, we have thought about it. We have a team of technicians that could help you during the implementation.
How many technicians do you have?
We have 12 workers just for implementation and 6 workers to install and launch the product.
Okay, nice.
And we have a customer service open 24/7, and you could call them if you have any question. And if you want, you can call me. I would love to reply of your answer.
Yeah, that's very nice. And as you are talking about timing, it's 24/7. That's an important thing for us because, as you may have seen, it is a quite urgent situation here.
Of course,
so the time matter, like the implementation time of a solution for us would be one of the keys that would help us to decide with which partner we will continue working.
I'm perfectly aware that time is very important for you. For you here, the business case of my previous customers.
Okay.
And here, how you can see the average time to implement and construct the platform is 2 weeks.
Over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And plus 3 weeks to launch it.
So 5 in total?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are very fast about it.
That's well made. And I'm seeing, so over here the time matter and down here the money matter.
Yeah, exactly.
As we are talking about this, you may know that for American people, money is as important as time.
Very well.
So I'm not maybe going into this too deeply, but I just wanted to be honest with you right here. The money problem is just the start of why we are meeting today, and I wanted to tell you that maybe in the future, if we are working together, it is going to be a really important thing that we need to discuss, because it's currently something that we are not really good at right now.
I understand very well. Maybe today.
Can I keep this?
Yeah, of course you can keep it. Maybe today the price could be a problem, but if you're in the future will be not. In fact, we can construct a method of payment just for you in order to enable you to do it easier for you and your company, based on your budget, of course.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yes.
So you seem quite confident, and I want to believe you there. But I need to ask you, why would I choose you compared to someone who could offer exactly the same solution?
I can give you a fast example. This year we work with the Walden Groups, one of the biggest companies in the music field.
Okay.
And in just 3 weeks we construct 250 websites. In order to implement their service, and I think that we can offer you the best solution in the market for the moment. And
I appreciate this enthusiasm. But Warner, you said?
Yeah, Walmart Groups.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think in addition I can give a contact of this company if you want another feedback about the service that we offered.
Of course, yeah.
It is on the top of the page here. You can find all the contacts.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'll definitely give them a call to have maybe more feedback on all of this. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Exactly. Why not?
And just to finish, I would like to do a recap of what we have done today.
That's a good idea, because otherwise we talked about a lot of things.
So, if I understand well, you have 3 main issues. Yeah. The first of all is you want to have a more efficient platform and service and website, is right?
Yeah.
2, you want to personalize and customize the offers that you have for your customers.
This is the key problem. Yes.
For, of course, grow faster in the future, is right?
Yeah, in the future this is a long-term goal, but we are not thinking about this right now, but that is the big goal. So I appreciate how you formulated all of that. It sounds quite good to me. Like it.
Okay, if you want, let's schedule a meeting for next Monday 10 a.m. What do you think? If there is Mrs. Donny.
So planning meeting sounds good, but Dorothy isn't being available next Monday. Okay. But let's do this Wednesday.
Perfect for me.
Same hour. So 10 a.m. right?
Okay.
Okay, I think
I can give you my business card.
Yes.
If you want to contact me before the meeting for any question, don't hesitate.
Okay. Well,
and I will send you also an email on Outlook to schedule your agenda.
That's
Is
perfect.
it right?
Well, I will tell all of this to Dorothy right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your
Thank
time,
you
for
for the
coming.
meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And enjoy the rest of your stay in Raleigh.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too.
If we analyze this meeting, we can identify the 5 main steps of the negotiation process. The first one is the approach, that consists in the professional introduction and rapport building. In fact, here the business development executive Giacomo is using someone they know in common. And of course, we can state that he respects the pre-approach step by checking Alexandra Smith's LinkedIn account. We can clearly understand that because he knows where she studied. The second step is the needs identification. Indeed, we can clearly recognize the 3 different types of questions to identify their customers' needs. He begins with the exploratory questions. Giacomo asks Alexandra about the operating process of the company in order to get a clearer understanding of the customer situation and the decision process. He also wants to know who he would be working with and why Kia chose him. Then we can clearly identify the problem and dig in deeper question. After she explained his 4 specific problems, such as the numerosity and the high cost of the website to build and manage, the difficulties in the collection of the data and the loss of market share, Giacomo tried his best to reformulate them and ask new questions to get a more precise view of the issues. The third step is presenting a solution. When the business development executive Giacomo explains how his customized and connected platform can link the different websites and supports every client, he perfectly illustrates the benefit for Kia and how his products match his customers' needs.
Regarding the 4th step, overcoming objections, we can define 4 main concerns for Alexandra Smith. First, the implementation, then the timing, the money, and why did they choose Acquia. Regarding the implementation, he said that they could send them a team of technicians and that they had a good customer service available 24 hours a day, every day. He underlines the fact that she can call him directly. About timing, by presenting the business cases of his other customers, here Warner Music Group, he reassures her about the timing that worked for the other customers. For what concerns the money, he guarantees the VP of Digital Marketing that they could make an offer tailored to their needs, which should not be that expensive and respect their budget. The Business Development Executive Giacomo Rosso, to enforce the effectiveness of his offer and deliver a more impactful result, used third-party testimony. In this case, he explained how he helped Warner Music Group that operates in the entertainment industries rebuilding the artist's website. Furthermore, to strengthen his commitment, he gave Alexa the contract of the company just mentioned. Regarding the moving forward part, he first summarizes the subjects and solutions discussed during the interview, and finally get a commitment from Alexandra, who accepts to meet him the next Wednesday. We can feel the emotive communication style in this interview. They speak about people they both know, the atmosphere is relaxed and sociable, Giacomo compliments her about their new offices, and by this way tries to build a relationship. He also was very enthusiastic and a good listener, making sure he perfectly understood what she said.